and welcome to another edition of the Garden Angels of Justice and Peace with your host, Pearl Polto.
And Josie Brandon.
And we're on the same stage, and we have a lot of good topics coming up tonight. And this is another good topic, but we have a special guest here in the studio. Yes, we have. I know you're saying just Josie and myself here, but we have a special guest here, and we're talking about
Rosie from Jersey. She's going to be in the studio today.
And what is
not
the topic?
Josie?
What
but
is the topic?
the topic. Okay, well, first of all, it's Rosie from Jersey.
Right.
Okay, the topic is going to be bill collectors.
Oh my God,
because,
that's my expertise.
Yes, and the reason why we're doing this is because we want to make sure we want to give the viewers a chance to really digest this information, to be empowered, and we're going to do it in an entertaining way. And that's our commitment.
This is, in other words, if you're getting harassed by bill collectors, we want to try to take the tension off you, and we will take the tension off you, and I can assure you on this one. But bill collectors are the worst thing in this country when it comes to intimidation, when it comes to threatening you, when it comes to your house, when it comes to anything. It drives a person to suicide. So we're trying to put not just humor in it, because I know what you're saying. You know, I'm getting harassed by a bill collector. You're not. There's no humor in this. Well, you haven't seen nothing yet. We have a case here, and that case is my guest, Rosie. And Rosie has been harassed by bill collectors all the time. Now, Rosie's from the old school. Now, she's from the old school, and she doesn't even know. She can't stand bill collectors when she thinks she knows it all.
So I'm going from Josie to Rosie. Rosie from New York.
Rosie, what is your question?
Well, Pearl, I want to call you because I'm just so frustrated, okay? I have these bill collectors. They're calling me day and night and day, and I'm just frustrated. And I want to know, what can I do at this point with my life? Because I don't know what to do anymore with these bill collectors. Can they call me? Can they call me on Sunday? They're calling me on Sunday. They're calling me in the morning. Are there times that they're supposed to call me?
Well, first of all, they can't call you on a Sunday, and I don't think that. Why would they be calling you? Of all people,
they're calling me on Sunday.
They're calling.
I go to church in the morning, and then I come home, and then before I know it, my phone's ringing with the bill collector.
Well, if the bill collector is calling you on a Sunday morning, what are you saying to them? Why are you enticing them to call you?
No, I told them the truth. I said, listen, my husband got laid off. Then I ended up going to the hospital. I had some surgeries done. I don't have the money. I don't know what else to do. But they keep calling me day and night and day, and I don't know what to do anymore. I told my husband I don't know if we should file bankruptcy.
No. Okay, let me tell you before we go back to Josie. Now, Josie knows the answers more so. When it comes to bankruptcy,
this is Rosie. Right now, this is Rosie. This is not Josie. The things we do for you people, I tell you. Oh, this is Rosie. This is Rosie. Okay, the things we do.
Wasn't there a song, The Things We Do for Love? Thing is, when it comes to a bill, let's all get serious for a minute, even with Rosie. When it comes to a bill collector, she's coming home and she's doing her thing, and that could ruin your marriage too, believe it or not, because you're getting harassed all the time and there's tension in the household. And Rosie, as she goes out and she comes home and the phones are ringing, well, this is getting annoying. What you could do, you change your phone. You don't have to change your phone. Do you have to file bankruptcy? No, you don't have to file bankruptcy. What you do
is Pearl, listen. Okay, I went to go see my attorney. Okay, I've had him for 10 years. He's been doing my real estate. He's been doing all these different things for 10 years. And he's telling me and my husband that we should file for bankruptcy. Now, why is he telling me?
Well, that's what the attorneys
I want to know why my
say.
Attorney, I've had him for 10 years. I want to know why he's telling me to file for bankruptcy. You're telling me not to file.
I am telling you not to file bankruptcy, and here's why. I have attorneys that are, to all the attorneys out there, no offense, I'm a paralegal, nothing to do with credit laws. Credit laws are found in Congress, not in law school. And here's why. Attorneys only know bankruptcy laws, not credit laws. So why would you go to an attorney? Now, wait a minute. Here's the fault.
Hold on, Pearl. I was never told that as a consumer. So you're telling me as a consumer, you're telling me that my attorney, has no knowledge of the credit laws?
I am telling you that your attorney has no knowledge of the credit laws. And not only telling you that, your attorney is going to give you such bad advice that you're going to be stuck for 10 years instead of for 30 days. Which do you prefer?
Oh my goodness. So you're telling me that the attorney that I've known for 10 years, who's handled all of my issues within like the real estate and all the, accounting issues, whatever I've hired him for, he's not the expert to go to talk about credit law. I have to go to someone specifically regarding credit law.
If you were having a heart attack and if you were having a heart operation, would you go to your MD doctor or would you go to a heart specialist?
Okay, I know where you're going, sister.
No, you don't.
I know where you're
I'm
going, sister. So what we want to tell the people out there, our brothers and sisters here in the American land, what we're trying to tell them is that their attorney is not versed on credit laws, correct?
Correct.
Not versed on credit laws. So I'm going to go back and talk to my husband and tell him to call our attorney and tell him.
And cancel it.
Cancel that appointment. Because why? Because Pearl Polto, America's top credit expert, is telling us that is not the correct advice at this point in time. Do not file bankruptcy.
What do you have to lose?
Well, okay, well, tell me. Tell me what I'm going to gain.
That was easy.
What do you have to gain? You have good credit to gain in minimum of 30 days. Now, do you want to do the minimum of 30 days?
Wait,
or do you
hold
want
on
to
a
wait
second.
Wait a minute. Do you want to wait the 10 years or the 30 days?
All right, so here we go. Here we go again, okay? Because I was told that we have to wait 7 years to get our credit repaired. 7 years. That's why my attorney's telling me. So you're telling me here, Pearl Polto, that it doesn't take 7 years. It could take just 30 days.
Exactly. That's what I've been telling you all along. That's what I tell the people out there. There are laws out there. And you were going to do Josie was going to do a commercial on this.
Josie's right here. Josie's here. I'm having a bipolar moment here.
Josie was going to do a commercial on this.
Yes,
and
we're going back to Rosie.
Let's get back to Rosie.
We're letting people remember.
I want to talk to Rosie.
Rosie's in the house. Rosie's in the house. Okay.
Rosie is the one that wants to file the bankruptcy.
Yeah. Well, yes, I was advised. Remember, Rosie was advised to file bankruptcy by her attorney, but of course, Pearl Polto, soul sister, America's top credit expert.
Only Josie calls me soul sister.
Well, you know what? Okay, I'll go ahead and accept that. But going back to what I was saying is that you've advised me to not file bankruptcy. You're advising the American people, don't file bankruptcy. Don't do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, will you file or not file? Will you listen to a credit expert or will you listen to your attorney that has no experience in credit laws?
I'm going to listen to my credit expert. But the thing is that they have to understand they have to go to the right person, because here's the thing, is that I've identified, because there's people that are calling me telling me they can help me with my credit situation. Let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about those people that are calling me saying, listen, Rosie, we understand you and your husband are in a situation and we can help you with your we can help you with your we can help you with your bills. We can minimize your payments. And what do you tell me? When I asked you about that, what did you share with me? Did you advise to go in that particular route?
You cannot. I would like you to go back to your attorney.
Yes.
You and your husband go back to your attorney. You sit him down and you say to him, this is what I was advised by a credit expert worldwide. And if you have any questions, please contact her, because maybe I can teach him a few lessons.
But we talked about the attorney. What I'm talking about, those credit experts that come in.
Okay, credit experts.
The people, no, wait, let's revise. They're not experts. They're credit consolidation firms. Okay. Because we talked about, so let's talk about those credit consolidation firms.
Well, this is interesting. Everybody out there is out to make money, as you know. There's credit repair companies that charge thousands of dollars, and they know nothing about credit laws. There's the credit consolidation. Now, what really is a credit consolidation that you can't do yourself? Let me tell you. Let me say something. Everything's out of the woodwork. They're coming out of the woodwork because it's the new market of today, because everybody's hurting with credit. So what they're doing is they're saying to you, well, I can minimize all your credit cards into one number. You could do that yourself. There's form letters in one of my books, believe it or not. All you have to do is copy the letter, send it to the creditor, and say, I want to pay this amount, or I want 0%. And if there's a 0%, and call up the credit card companies with 0% and change it to the ones that are 11%, 18%. You're doing it yourself. Do you need somebody else to do it for you? That's going to charge you unless you don't have the time. But the credit consolidation, no, it's a way out. It's a money making deal for many new businesses out there.
Okay, so what to make sure that Rosie has got it and the American people got it, okay? What you're saying is that if you get a call from a credit consolidation office that says we can help you minimize your payment, what you're saying is the people have the power. They can do it themselves. They can call that credit agency, the credit card company directly, and get that percentage reduced. They can get it reduced?
Yes.
They can say, listen, I lost my job. Yes. I was in the hospital. Whatever the situation might be, they can call and tell them, listen, I can't make the monthly minimum, and this is what I need some help. What are my options? They can do that themselves.
And I mean, if you also you attend one of our seminars, we're going to give you this information on how, when, and where.
And which seminar? That's with Pearl and
Josie.
And Josie. Because remember, we just want you to remember. Our producer shaking his head. That's all right. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
We will be right back with Josie and with Rosie.
Josie and Rosie.
We're going to be right back with a short commercial.
There's nothing more disruptive and annoying than getting an automated call to your cell phone. There are laws against companies using computers or recorded messages to call you on your cell phone without your permission. This is consumer protection attorney Carrie Flitter. You've heard me as a guest on the Pearl Polto show. There are consumer laws in place that prohibit many of the unwanted calls to your cell phone. If you're receiving unwanted or unauthorized calls, whether collection, selling products or services, or otherwise, you may be entitled to have these calls stopped and to collect money damages that the law provides. If you're getting unwanted or pre-recorded calls to your cell phone, contact us, the Consumer Protection Lawyers at Flitter Lorenz, at 888-668-1225. That's 888-668-1225, or online at consumerslaw.com. That's consumers with an S, consumerslaw.com. If we accept your case, the bad guys pay our bill.
Welcome back to the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace with Josie Pearl, and our special guest
is Rosie. Rosie's in the house.
Rosie's in the house. Rosie has a problem here, and her problem is bill collectors. And she's trying to tell you what she was going to make a mistake, and she was going to make a mistake with the bill collectors. And Rosie, did you learn anything from this?
Well, listen, first of all, I want to talk about something because it's been on my mind for so many days, is how they tried to make me feel so scared. I mean, they kept telling me all the things. I had a collector tell me that she was not going to stop calling me until she found me. I mean, is that legal to do? Can they actually do that?
No, the reason why they did it is because you allowed her to say it. This is the only reason why she got away with that. You allowed. I always tell my clients, do not listen to what they have to say, because if you listen to what they have to say, they won over. And I'm surprised, Rosie, that you allowed her to win over on you.
Well, you know, I'm a responsible citizen here, and I wanted to really tell her that I really pay my bills all the time. My husband lost his job. I was in the hospital. I had a surgery. I told her over and over again. I said, listen, I don't have the funds. But she just insisted, and then in fact, she was actually feeding on my fear. Every time I told her something, she didn't really care. I mean, I don't understand. Don't these people have feelings when they call me?
Rosie, I see you have an accent.
They don't have feelings. They don't have feelings. I don't understand it. Should bill collectors have feelings when they call you?
You're from a state. You're from New York. Am I correct? Because New York has a lot of rising stars there. They're under the same situation that you're in.
Yes.
And they don't care about your feelings. They don't care if you're an actress.
But I'm a person. I'm a person. I'm a person with feelings. I don't understand these. So they can call me. They don't care about me. These collectors don't care.
They don't care about anybody. So why would they care about you?
Well, because I'm Rosie, you know. I pay my bills on time. I had a situation. I wanted to do something about it. But, okay, so let's talk about
you just said something. You wanted to pay your bills on time, so how come you didn't pay it?
Well, I told them the truth. I said, listen, my husband lost his job. Then I had a surgery that I was going through. I told them that, and they didn't care. They didn't care. I can't believe they didn't care.
Why do you think if they have a job, if you had a job as a bill collector, and you had to call these people up, would you care?
Well, you know what? I don't know if I could handle that kind of job because, I don't, I understand. Listen, I understand. I'm not saying, I'm sure there's people out there, they don't care about this situation and they're irresponsible and they don't, they're trying to get out of it because they don't care. But I'm not one of those people. I actually care about paying my bills on time.
So you can't pay your bills on time. You're getting harassed. Now you know your credit rights and you're not going to go to that attorney. So you're going to actually teach the attorney and maybe your friends and family you're going to teach that saying bill collectors are out of the loop, that you're not to listen to them. And I think they're going to listen to you.
I just want to know something. Are they going to call my neighbors? Are they allowed to call my neighbors and tell them my situation?
First, they will, and they can call your neighbors, but it's against the law. So let me say what they will do, but it's against the law. They're not allowed to call your neighbors. They're not allowed to call your job. They're not allowed to call a lot of things that you're talking about. But do they? You have to remember, the biggest weapon of the bill collector is the telephone. The telephone is because you're answering it. And as you're answering this, they got you. And if they intimidate you, they got you. And if you're defending themselves, you just defended yourself by saying, I pay all my bills on time. If you say that to them and they get that piece out of you that you were intimidated, that you defended themselves, they not only got you, but they will go overboard and call you again and again and again because you showed them your weakness. So what Josie says is get the power back.
Get your power back. Get your power back.
Get the power back. So Josie should be saying, as I'm saying to Rosie.
But we're talking to Rosie right now.
Okay.
So you want the American people to identify here.
So Rosie has to get the power back. And Rosie, I think you're a person that could get this power back to tell these bill collectors, don't you dare call me. I will report you to the Federal Trade Commission. Now, let me tell you how you could report them.
Okay, so I want to make sure I repeat myself over here. Okay, so if I have a collector that calls me, if this person calls me back again, I say to them that I'm going to call the Federal Trade Commission. Is that what I say?
Well, no, here's what you could mention the Federal Trade Commission because then they know you're familiar with your rights. But what you can say, what you're going to do, not say, I'm going to send you a cease communication letter.
Okay, so the first thing I say to them is, listen here, I'm going to send you a cease communication letter. That's the first thing I say to them?
Or you don't even have to say to them. You could just hang up and send them that cease communication letter. Now,
well, how do I know where to send it?
No, I'm just going to go into that because half the times they give you the wrong name and half the times they give you the wrong address. So how you can counteract that is to say to them, I'm going to pay you. Give me your name and address. And then they will give you the real name and address. And then you could send out that cease communication letter.
You mean to tell me that they have the ability to give me the wrong address to send my information? I mean, if I tell them I need to know where your office is, I want to write a letter explaining my situation to your office, they will not give me the right address to that?
They will also not give you the right name. If you're going to report them, they will give you the wrong address and wrong name. If you want the right information, what you have to do is pretending you're going to pay them. And then they will even give you the right name, right address. You send it to them. Now, the law states once you send in that cease communication letter and they harass you again, even one time, you have a lawsuit case against them free of charge.
Okay, so let's go back to that since you talk about that. So let's say this collector calls me again. And you're saying I've already told them I'm going to send them a cease letter. Oh, I don't have to tell them. I just do it. Correct?
Correct.
I say to them, sure, sister, I'm going to pay the bill. Sure, sister, I need the address and the address, and then I'll go ahead and send you a check. Where do I send it to? That's where I send the letter of ceasing communication. Is that what you're telling me
Rosie,
to do?
if I was the bill collector, I'd hang up real quick. Because I would already know you're not going to mail me the money. And that's what everybody should be doing, not mailing them the money.
Yes, but you're telling me here, the advice is to say, sure, I'll take care of it. Sure, I'll take care of it. If you'd be so kind to give me your address, I'll send something to you in the mail. And what I'm sending to them is a cease communication letter. Is that correct?
That is so correct, because then you have a free lawsuit against them.
Should I send the letter certified?
Well, that's a little bit touchy there. You send it certified. You really don't have to send it certified as long as you have a copy of it. As long as you have a copy of it, and even if they say they didn't get it and it doesn't come back to you, why put out the money? I always say, why put out the money? I always advise my clients, if they're going to send a cease communication letter out, put CC on the bottom of it. Put either Federal Trade Commission or even a copy of it to your consumer advocate, Pearl Polto for me, for one. So this way, I'm getting a copy of it. I'm getting a copy of your letter, Rosie.
Josie or Rosie?
I'm getting a copy of your letter now.
Back in the carriage.
Now, because I'm getting a copy of your letter, and you're sending this to me, and then you call me and you say to me that they're still harassing you. Well, now you have a free lawsuit case, and I'm a witness because you send me a copy of it.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the steps here. So what you're telling me here? So I get the address, I send a cease communication, and then this person calls me again. Now I have the ability to get my power back, right? And call my who? Who am I supposed to call? Am I calling my credit rights attorney? I mean, who am I calling? What's the next step?
You're calling your who?
Who am I calling?
You're calling me. No, when you say, can you repeat that again?
All right, let's go back again, okay? So I send the letter out saying to cease communication. That's the biggest thing, cease communication. And then the phone rings, it's them again. What do I do?
Okay, then you say, okay, now I send you out a cease communication letter. Now I'm going to report you to the Federal Trade Commission, and you will hear from my attorney.
Okay. So now, let's say that does that usually stop it, or do these collectors still continue to do it?
No, they will stop it because, one, they can get fined, they can lose their job.
Okay.
And they know that you don't know. So that's the key. The reason why they get away with it is, Rosie, they know you do not know the rights. Now, they're going to feel you out.
But I'm getting my power back.
You're getting your power. You're getting your power back because they know you don't know your rights.
But you know what?
That was easy.
That was easy. That's so easy. That's so easy. I mean, all I got to do is get the address and send a letter of ceasing communication. Then they give me a call, and I say to them, listen, I sent you a letter of cease communication. You violated my rights, and now I'm going to write a letter to the what is it called? Federal Trade Commission?
Federal Trade Commission.
Federal Trade Commission.
You can also send a copy of it to your congressman, Rosie.
To my congressman. Okay, so most people out there, they're very busy. They don't know who their congressman is, so they got to go online to see the congressman in what? The state?
People aren't going to go online. They can make it. They can bypass it and just write to me.
Okay, so really, you mean you take care of all this?
I take care of all.
From start to finish. They don't have to do all this.
Start to finish. Even for you.
Because we're talking about one bill collector. There's some people out there, some great people out there that have like 10, 15 collectors. They're trying to call them, correct?
Yes.
All right, so what you're saying is, listen, if you don't want to take those calls, just to send them out to Pearl Polto.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So now,
do I have you as a client?
Of course you have me as the client. Of course.
Are you going to fire your attorney?
I'm going to fire my well, I'll keep him for my real estate because that's what he's good at. I'll keep him for the real estate.
Okay.
But I won't keep him for my questions regarding credit laws. I'm going to go to the expert. I'm going to go to Pearl Polto.
No, that's a smart decision. That's a smart decision.
All right, so now let's talk about these collectors and the laws that are governing to protect the consumers, because most consumers just don't know enough about it. And let's talk about the write-offs, because most businesses, I was told that these businesses that send you the bills, that they actually write off the bill and they get a tax deduction. Explain how that works and how that protects me as the consumer.
Well, this is interesting. A lot of people are not familiar with this. Let's say you owe a bill. Let's say, Rosie, you owe a MasterCard company, and you did not pay the MasterCard company, and the MasterCard company is not hearing from Rosie. So what do? They want their money. Obviously, they want their money. So because they want their money, they go to their accounting, and their accounting says, charge it off. Charge it off for Rosie. We'll take it as a tax hurdle. It's not that you don't owe the money, Rosie. It's a technicality because they cannot collect it. So you can't even, let's say you won $1 million lottery. You can't call them up to say, I got the money. Here's your money back. They're not allowed to accept it, or they're in trouble with the IRS as a double dipping.
But I'm a consumer. And I don't know yet that they've written off the bill.
How you know you're written off the bill? Let me tell you how you know. You will know is when you start getting harassed by bill collectors. You will know that it's out of the creditor's hands into the bill collector's hands.
So what you're telling me over here is that these bill collectors that are calling me, they're basically taken. They were sent this bill from the company to say, okay, these people, they did not pay on these bills, and so we're gonna write that off, and we're gonna send it to the collector, and the collector's still gonna try to collect. Correct?
Correct.
But again, how do I? So I know some companies, however, because I used to work. I was a wonderful.
You were a wonderful what?
I worked in an office. Okay, I worked in an office, and
Tell me a bill collector office.
I was in charge of this, the billing administration, and the CEO of the company was saying that he wanted to see if he could still collect on the money and send it to this agency. So he didn't really write off the bill yet. So I just want to know, as a consumer, since Rosie right now is representing the consumer, how do I really know if the business wrote the bill off?
You would know because once the bill collector starts harassing you, then they wrote it off. A bill collector, they will not turn it over to a bill collector until they write it off. And you will know because if ABC company is calling you and ABC company is calling you for that bill, then you would say, ABC company, I don't have any consent with ABC company, so this is the bill collector, so my account was charged off. That's how you know.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that when we get that little envelope in the mail, right? It's not from the company. It's from the collector. Correct?
Correct.
At that point in time, it's reached a write-off at the company.
Correct.
Okay, now there are some companies, however, out there that are trying to make it look like in the mail that they are collectors, and they're not really collectors. They're just trying to get to the point of making you think they're collecting, correct?
No. What do you mean by that?
Well, I know there's a company out there. Rosie knows there's a company out there. Rosie knows there's a company out there that will basically send billing out for these doctors to say that they owe these bills, these amounts on the bills, and it says past due, and they're doing the billing for them, and it makes it look, the statements look like they're from a collector. Have you ever heard of that before?
No, that's from the inside of the office of the professionals of the doctors and all.
So you're telling me? So you're telling me that there's some offices out there that are sending statements in the mail with the illusion that it's from a collector, but it's not from a collector.
No.
Oh. They're stamping it like it's from a collector.
Yes, because they want to illusion you to let you think to get intimidated.
Well, that's what I'm saying over here. That's what Rosie's trying to say.
Well, Rosie's correct.
That was easy.
All right, so someone could be getting something in the mail that looks like it's from a creditor. Let me rephrase for clarity for the American people. Someone could be getting a statement in the mail that looks like it's from a bill collector because they have past due and all this other threatening marks, but it hasn't reached that point yet.
It hasn't reached that point. If it's past due, it's not in the collector's hands. Once it's in collections, it's in a collection's hands. But if it's past due, it's still in the creditor's hands or the doctor's office. If it's past due, if it's 60 days, 30 days, and 90 days, it normally goes to 90 days before it's charged off.
Okay. I have a question for you, and I don't know if you have the answer. But
I got more calls to take me.
Can a consumer go online to see whether the agency that sent the bill is really a billing collection agency?
Why would you want to do that? First of all, any company that's collecting a money, any company, you have ABC creditor that you're paying for the last 10 years, ABC company. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting in the mail, DEF company. Why would you want to go on the computer to check it out? Because DEF company was not ABC company, so you know it's a bill collector. You already know it. My job is to educate you to know who the bill collectors are, when they appear, and the purpose of when they're going to appear. So if ABC company is your company, the MasterCard company that you've been paying for years, and it's any other different company, this is not the true creditor. This is the bill collector.
Okay, so let's just make sure we regroup for the American people that are watching, saying that, okay, so if a collector calls, it's gone from a bill to now a bill collector. Should they pay at this point? Because I know it's on their credit report, correct? Is it on their credit
Yeah,
report?
what's on their once it hits the bill collector's hands, it's on your credit report.
Okay, so it's on the credit report. So now you have panic from the people because they know it's on the credit report, and they still don't have the money. What do you say? What do you tell them?
Well, if it's still on a credit report, they still don't have the money. They don't have to pay it then. I mean, it's a technicality now, people. It's a technicality, Rosie, where even if you owe them, you really don't owe them because you don't owe the company. You don't owe a bill collector. You owe the creditor. And because you don't owe the bill collector, you have no contract with any bill collector. That's one. And then two, you can bypass that bill collector, and then you can actually have it deleted from the credit report by disputing it.
Information overload.
News from Rosie. She's learning every day here, people, to educate you, the people.
Information overload. Hold on. Back up the bus.
All right. What's your question?
Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. So if it's already gone, if it's already gone, if it's already gone to the bill collector. If it's already gone to the bill collector, okay? What you're saying is, don't panic. Don't panic because it's gone too far already. It's gone too far. So now they have two things they can do. Make sure I got it right. Want to make sure Rosie has it right.
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily need to pay these bill collectors. In fact, you would almost advise not to because it's not going to help their credit if they pay them, correct?
Correct.
Oh, my God. So you're telling me this whole time I've been conditioned to believe that I got to pay these bill collectors and it's going to actually improve my credit score and it's not?
Well, what you do, if you're going to pay these bill collectors, mail the money to me. I'll accept your money.
Okay, but you're not answering the question.
Okay, the answer's no.
Don't pay the bill collectors.
Don't pay the bill collectors.
And it doesn't mean I'm not responsible.
No,
correct?
you're not. You're not being.
It says you're telling me that it doesn't make a difference if I pay these bill collectors because it's not going to affect my credit score. It's not going to make.
That was easy.
Okay, we backed up the bus. We parked the car. We parked the bus. Okay, so getting back to specifics. So I don't pay the bill collector, but now it's on my credit score. Is there a way to fix my credit score at this point?
Of course there is.
You mean there's good news? There's the rainbow where I parked the bus? There's sunshine out the window?
Well, let me give you the good news.
There's light at the end of the tunnel?
Let me give you the good news. Yes. You come,
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
You come to me. You come to me.
And you fix the score.
No, you come to me.
I come to you and do what? So what do I do, Miss Pearl Polto?
Well, you come to me, and I'm going to dispute it, and I'm going to dispute it where you do not owe these bill collectors. You're not going to pay them, and it's going to be removed from your credit report.
Hold on a second. Moving the bus a little, try to make sure I understand over here. What you're telling me is I don't pay these bill collectors, and I call you instead. And I say, listen, Miss Polto, I'm in a situation over here. I had a situation in my life. I wasn't able to pay this bill. And now I have a situation where it's on my credit score. I give you a call, and all of a sudden, you do your work. You send them a letter. You get it removed, and my credit score gets improved?
Yes.
You're telling me it's not going to take 7 years?
That was easy.
How easy can you get?
That's so easy. That's so easy. That's so easy. I can't believe how easy that was. Okay, so there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
And on top of it, you have good credit again. And you saved money. Now, am I a miracle worker? Is it a scam? No, it's the law.
Okay, well, someone just hopped on the bus over here. They have a question. They have a question on the bus. Now, since I'm the driver of the bus, I'm going to ask the question. They're saying, but wait a minute. I have a judgment. I have a judgment against me. Let's just pretend, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. The guy on the bus. He's got a judgment against him, and he's saying, I have a judgment. It's $55,000. Are you telling me that I have a chance to redeem myself?
I could not only save them. Yes, $55,000 could be removed from a credit report.
Hold on a second.
And
Hold
he's
on
saving
a second.
money.
Hold on a second. What you're telling me is that if I have a judgment against me, I can get this judgment removed from my credit score
Yes.
by going through
Credit
you.
score. Credit report.
Your credit report. Your credit report. Okay,
Right.
clarification, credit report. Pearl Polto can remove a judgment from your credit report. Okay.
Your score now will go up higher. Your credit score will go up higher once it's removed.
Okay, but hold on a second. The person on the bus is asking the question, but I've been conditioned to believe all this time that I've got to pay this judgment and I don't have the money, so I just don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of this before.
You never heard of it before because no one was looking for it. You didn't know Pearl Polto. You didn't know your credit rights.
Okay. So now we have a very happy person on the bus because they understand what's going on here. So they can get their judgment removed.
Yes.
They can get all these. What can be deleted specifically?
All right, that's a good question.
And
It's a
what
good question.
cannot? What
Good-
cannot?
Good question to everybody on the bus. The person on the bus that has bankruptcy, that's the only bad news of that person. Everything can be deleted from a credit report, but the word bankruptcy.
But the word bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy is the 10-year curse. I call it the 10-year curse because it's the only thing under law that cannot be removed. This is why I'm against attorneys that tell people to file bankruptcy.
Say that again. Bankruptcy. Hold on a second.
people on the bus.
Hold on. We got some activity on the bus. I was looking in the window here. Hold on a second. Hold on. What you're telling me is the only thing that cannot be removed from a credit report, not a score, but a report, which ultimately creates the score, what cannot be removed from a credit report is a bankruptcy.
Correct.
So let's say someone out there, those beautiful souls that were wrongly advised at some point of having to file bankruptcy, what would you say to them if it's already on their credit report?
The word bankruptcy?
Yes.
Well, the word bankruptcy on the credit report is one. Once you have the bankruptcy on your credit report, there's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is if I see the word bankruptcy on a report and you come to me, what I can do is remove everything under the bankruptcy. And why that's so important, because let's say you had 15, let's say, Rosie, you had 15 negatives under the bankruptcy. And if you have 15 negatives under the bankruptcy that I'm disputing, then that's not going to be appearing. All it's going to be appearing on your credit report is the word bankruptcy, not all the creditors that were under it. Now,
so hold on a second. Let me make sure I understand. What you're saying to me here and to the people that are on the bus, you're saying to me that even though there's a bankruptcy on the report, they can still call you to make sure they clean up the mess of all the bills that were on their credit report.
yes,
Clean up the mess.
Yes,
Still clean up the mess.
yes.
Okay. So, but don't file bankruptcy if you haven't done it yet, because you won't need to file bankruptcy. It doesn't have to be on your report if you don't need to.
Correct.
Okay.
Stop the bus.
All right. Our producer's telling us that we're stopping the bus to go to a commercial. Oh, no, we're not.
No, we're
stopping.
stopping.
He wants to
He's
stop in
making a
Manhattan.
detour.
We're picking
He's
up some more.
stopping.
Okay,
We're picking up more people with questions.
All right, hold on. I'm driving the bus. We're picking up some more passengers. Some more passengers who have questions on the bus. All right, hold on. I'm getting a few on the bus. They're on the bus asking some questions. All right, here's the next question I have for you, Pearl Polto. People out there, they're depressed. They're afraid. They don't know what to do anymore. And I know that you've said to give you a call. What would be the first, when they give you a call, a lot of these people, how do they feel? Do they feel bad about calling you? How would you explain the call, and how do you make them understand what you're going to do for them when they give you a call?
It's a pretty good question there, because the majority of people that call me, there's two types of people. One, they're angry at bill collectors, and two, they're in desperate need where they're in tears because they're getting harassed or it's going overboard. So I'm getting two types of people. Not that one is different than the other, but the one for people that thinks they know it all and they do their homework, there's much credit to be learned out there. So the people that are desperate and are crying on the phone, that's the people I want to hit, because these are the people that should know their credit rights, and these are the people that are going to make a mistake. And even if you think you know your rights and you're going to pay, or I'm going to negotiate. Let me give you an example. We had an attorney. He thought he was he thought he knew it all, and he was going to negotiate with one of these bill collectors, and then called me and said, I jumpstart your service. And I said, how'd you jumpstart it? He said, I negotiated $10,000 for a $5,000 bill. And I said, you didn't jumpstart it at all. What you did is you hurt yourself, and you put out $5,000 that you didn't have to
Oh
put
my
out.
goodness! Stop the bus! What you're telling me is that when you negotiate, even if you try to negotiate for a lower amount to pay the bill, it's a mistake.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You're wasting money. Your money.
Even though no matter how, I know you have good intentions. Someone could have good intentions. They want to pay at least something. You're saying don't do it.
There's a saying I've always said, and I said it at the seminars too, everybody's morally and legally obligated to pay their bills. But, you don't have to be morally and legally obligated to get harassed by bill collectors and to do the wrong thing. And
Okay.
I don't care what religion you're in. I know people they're Christians and religions will say, well, I want to pay my bills. I want to pay. I'm obligated. But you're not obligated to pay. If somebody owed you, why would they be obligated to pay me?
Okay, so just to make sure we have clarification out there, because we want to make sure that the wonderful American people know that we're not saying don't pay bills. We're not saying in general. We're saying be responsible, right? Be
Right.
responsible. You make a commitment to do something and get paid for it. You're going to pay for it. If you're committed to that, doing that. However, if something happens in your life, there's devastation and things of that nature, or you've made some mistakes and you're saying, I want to redeem myself, I want to start over, I want to clean up my life, I want to clean up my credit, and it's gone too far, then they call to get your expertise.
Correct.
Okay, don't do anything till they call you.
Don't do nothing because don't make the mistake that 50 million people make, is that mistake in trying to think they know it all on their own. And that's the mistake you're going to make. And even including you. You're driving the bus, you're letting the people know.
Driving the bus, I got my passengers. and I'm talking for the people on the bus, right?
Okay.
We're talking to the people on the bus. And okay, so now what's the next step after that?
Well, the good part after that is not only do I have you not paying that bill, but now I'm going to dispute it to have it removed. You're back to square one. Now, when you say you're back to square one, you have good credit, and you just saved all that money from a bill collector. The charge-off is removed. Now, let's go to another step. Let's suppose these charge-offs, somebody on the bus has that judgment, or that charge-off went to a judgment.
Okay, so what do we do after that? It goes
Well,
to a judgment.
Okay, that judgment means that bill collector, he got tired of calling you. He got tired of this, and then he puts it into another bill collector's hands who happens to be an attorney, and attorneys file lawsuit cases all day. It's not saying what they do is right or wrong, but does it say that they're going to attack you? No, that's an intimidation because it's from, like some will say, but it's the attorney's firm that called me. First of all, if somebody acts like an attorney, the first thing you say to them on the phone is, are you an attorney? And if they give you every answer around that, they're not an attorney, hang up on them.
Okay, so hold on. Parking the bus. You're telling me that if someone calls me and they're talking to me like they're an attorney, you say specifically, are you an attorney?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And then at that point in time, you can also tell them that you want their address, because you can send them also a letter saying to cease communication, correct?
Correct.
And then if they call again, they're violating the law.
Correct.
And they're violating the Federal Trade Commission law. Okay, we're making progress over here. All right, so now we've obviously gone into Rosie for a purpose, because we're not saying we don't care. We're sensitive. We're trying to make something light. It's not light. We're trying to make, because we believe that they'll be able to remember this now. Because how many times have you had this conversation with people about how to handle bill collectors?
They are not going to forget this conversation with the people on the bus. They are not going to forget this conversation. But I'd like to talk to Rosie.
Rosie or Josie?
No, Rosie. I'd like to talk to Josie because Josie is aware of all this.
Oh, let me get her off. She's on the bus. She's on the. I'm gonna have her get off the bus for a second. Can you come to the front? Can you come to the front, Josie? Yes. Yeah. The things we do.
Josie.
Yes, soul sister.
You.
Oh my God.
You knew you're on a bus.
Yes.
You knew
I
all
was
the
listening
answers.
on the bus. Yes.
You knew all the answers of Rosie.
Yes.
Now-
I felt Rosie in my heart. I did.
I
Yes.
mean, you knew all the answers. Were you sitting back there squinching, saying, I know everything?
No, I was saying go for it, Rosie. Ask those questions. Empower yourself. Go out there and ask those questions.
So you were okay.
I was rooting for Rosie.
Because everybody on the bus was listening to what Rosie had to
Yes,
say.
they were definitely listening to Rosie. Yes.
Now, what was the main point? The main point of this is to make
That we're crazy. Our producer is saying yes.
the main point of this is put some laughter in the. I know it's hard. Put some laughter in the bill collectors. I know if I ask Rosie right now.
I gotta get. I have to bring her back on the bus.
Well, we have to make light. We have to
Yes.
make light of everything that we do here, and and this is important because Josie and I are trying to make light to make you see, this is not just owing bills, getting under stress, filing bankruptcy, committing suicide, doing a lot of wrong things. This is to make a little bit light, and you will remember this. Believe me, you will remember Rosie. Because
and
every
hopefully Josie
time,
too.
you may not remember Josie, but you will remember Rosie.
Thanks, Pearl. Now let me tell you something. This is how much we love you guys, okay? That last night when we were having this conversation, okay, regarding this, we said, we've had conversations regarding this, the seminars and things that we do around the country and the workshops and the wonderful things. We want to make sure you remember this because we could have conversations about this over and over again, but it's how much you remember. So we really wanted to make sure we added some life and some love and add a little bit of what we consider humor.
There's a lot of humor with Josie and myself. But we wanted to bring the humor to you. And how could we bring the humor to you was, and we will have
is to
Rosie
humiliate Josie.
and the bill collectors.
Yes.
We will bring Josie on again when it comes to
Josie or Rosie?
We will bring Rosie on again.
Rosie, okay.
We're going to bring Rosie on again to many topics out there.
Oh, you're inviting me, but you're inviting Rosie again.
I'm inviting
you
Rosie
You
again.
enjoyed Rosie.
Yes, I did enjoy Rosie. We're gonna invite Rosie on this show once a month maybe.
Did you see our producer? He's shaking his head again.
We're going to invite Rosie on the show once a month to clarify, to bring the lightness out because you will listen to Rosie.
Well, Josie, who is also Rosie, but because Rosie, hold on, because Rosie's driving the bus and she's going to be in your city, picking you up and asking the questions that you want to ask.
Rosie's back. Rosie's wait a minute. Rosie's still on because Josie fell asleep.
No, Josie's in the back of the bus.
Josie's on
but
the back
listen,
of the
we
bus.
got to close the show. We're getting close to closing the show.
Yes, we are. All right. So give us the last.
We got some time. Oh, we got 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
10
So,
minutes.
Rosie,
okay.
since you're so good to the people will listen to you.
Oh.
Tell the people. What have you learned?
Well, first of all, I've learned that the power's in the people, right? First thing, the power that our voice counts and to ask questions, right? Because a lot of times we're afraid to ask questions. The second thing I learned over here is that the bill collectors try to make me feel scared. That's the whole point, is to try to induce some fear so that I feel compelled to do something. And another thing that I learned over here is that the bill collectors really are not they're taking basically someone's unpaid issues and trying to collect for their own purpose. And if I pay them, it won't make a difference because it's still going to be on my credit score, right?
You've learned a lot.
And then I learned that to take care of that being removed or to take it or have it deleted from my credit score, I need to call the lovely and the precious Pearl Polto.
Where would they? Now, you ought to know. You called me, so where would you get a hold of Pearl Polto?
What number?
On the bus.
What number? Oh,
what number would you call? But Pearl Polto, I would suggest to go to the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace with Josie and myself, Rosie.
Oh, I love that Josie. She's so precious.
I'm going to suggest you
She's
go
such
to
a
Rosie and
precious
Pearl.
You're so blessed to have that Josie with you. Because there's really few people that will go the extra mile to put on a size pair of glasses that are bigger than the windshield of a car to really get the message across.
Okay, give us the number, or let's go back to
Guardian Angel's number?
Josie. Or do you have it, Rosie?
Rosie has the number. So does Josie. The number to call. Okay, here you go, lovely folks. The number to call to restore your credit score is 1-800-326-4550. That's 1-800-326-4550. But hold on. We want you to not only repair your credit score, we want you to repair your life. Because once you repair your credit score, what are you going to do if you still have the same mentality? We want to make sure we change that. So you definitely want to attend a workshop in your city.
And Rosie will be there with Josie and Pearl. She will be there educating you. You know, this is going to be such... As I said,
Our
Josie,
producers are really enjoying
Josie will be on. Rosie will be on with us once a month when we get to a delicate topic that is hurtful in your household. Trust me, Rosie will get off the
Yes.
bus and come back on the show.
She's gonna ask the questions that people want to ask.
That people want to ask, and you're going to want to listen to her from now on. Rosie, I want to thank you.
It's Josie. I'm Josie now.
You're Josie. I want to thank. Okay, she took off the Manhattan.
Rosie's on the bus and she's driving to Manhattan. Yeah.
Well, this show is the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace with Pearl
Woohoo! We love our
Polto,
show.
Pearl Polto and Josie, and we're going to come up with things that you never even heard of, and you're going to love this show because you're going to get educated as you're getting educated.
And why? Why are we doing these shows? Because we love you. We want to empower you. This is your time. This is your purpose. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep getting you to smile and keep getting you encouraged and keep having you move forward.
And you know, she won't like what I'm saying here right now,
Uh-oh.
but we're ending the song. We're ending this show again with the theme song of the Guardian Angels of Justice and Peace. And I'm going to reverse it this time. I'm going to say, I want to be just like them, Rosie and Josie.
Rosie and Josie, oh, God bless. Actually, the song you're going to listen to is called I Want to Love Like That. It was a song that I wrote. It's about focusing on really what you really want in your life to restore hope and direction. So enjoy yourself. God bless you, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for letting us have some fun.
This is Pearl Polto from Philadelphia.
And Josie Brandon from Arizona.
No, you're now in Philadelphia.
Okay, Josie Brandon visiting Philadelphia.
Rosie won't like this.
See you soon. God bless.
See you next week.
Look at them dancing as they go across the floor. Twisting and turning and yearning for so much more. And every night you'll find them at the bay, laughing and talking all about yesterday. And I wanna love like that. I wanna love like that. So don't ever tell me that long loves cannot be found. 'Cause when you look for it, you'll find that it's all around. Just look at them gazing as he touches her head. She smiles and tells him that she's so glad that she's there. And I wanna love like that. I wanna love like that. So don't ever tell me that long love just cannot be found. 'Cause when you look for it, you'll find that it's all around. So don't ever tell me that long love just cannot be found. 'Cause when you look for it, you'll find that it's all around.